Namaste. I am Meenakshi, founder of Co-Creator Circle and messenger of 909 the Gaia Minute. 909 the Gaia Minute is a practice for a daily connection with everything and everyone on Mother Earth. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first, I wish everyone a very happy New Year, 2026, according to the Gregorian calendar. Many of us in the world celebrate New Year on this day because it has become something that everyone in the world agreed that this is going to be a new year, which everyone will follow. At the same time, we also know that there are other calendars in the world. There is the Vedic calendar, the Mayan calendar, the lunar calendar, the solar lunar calendars of the lunar calendar of China, and so many other calendars that are working. In another way, in a consciousness way, every day is a new day, is a new beginning, is a new year. So let us today follow the convention and use today as a new year, because so many people are focused on it. And when so many of us focus our energy, our consciousness, our actions, our thoughts on something, it really makes a difference. And that is where I want to talk about 909 the Gaia Minute. In 2009, I received a message from Gaia. It was a message that I was not actually sure in the beginning where it came from, because it came as I was driving, and it was as if the whole download came into my head. And the message that came was calling itself 909 the Gaia Minute. Each day at 909 in the morning or evening, send your highest vibration to Gaia, Mother Earth, and all beings, living and non-living, sentient and insentient. To raise our vibration, we can dance, sing, do yoga, tai chi, qigong, meditate, or simply hold Gaia as healing, whole, radiant. When thousands of it do it in our own time zone, Mother Earth and all beings receive the benefit of round-the-clock healing. When this message came, it started spreading around the world. The message, the meaning, the understanding of what 909 meant, all of it started pervading. But what was really most important is how to get all of us who are in our different places, different time zones, different vibrations, how do we request people to just pause for a few minutes every day at the same time that others in their time zone are also pausing. And that is why we thought of I think that's why 909 came as it did. 9 itself is a number which has so many meanings, and they're all very powerful, humanitarian. It's mathematically a wonderful number that you can add something to but does not change it. It just changes its vibration. 9 plus 1, 10, 1 plus 0, 1. And that brings us to 10, 1. If you look at the numerology of January 1, 2026, and if you add all those numbers, you come to a 10. And if you further reduce 1 and 0, it comes to 1. 10, 1 is a vibration. And that vibration, first we have to sense, how does it feel to us? What does 10 signal to you? Do you sense a completion? And what does 1 signal to you? Maybe it signals a beginning, And isn't that a beautiful metaphor for what today is? It is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. It is the end of 1 year and the beginning of another. A time when so many of us may be making resolutions, may be deciding to do something different because it's a new year. Maybe you found yourself releasing many things energetically, physically, emotionally, or maybe you're still doing it. Because the other calendar, the lunar calendar that China follows, and which many in the world have now also started to accept, is the calendar that tells us which animal and which element is ruling a certain year. And that year begins this year. Because it's a lunar year, it begins at a different time every year. So this year it begins on February 17th. So till February 17th, or let's say February 16th, midnight, we are still in the energy of the current, lunar calendar, which is governed by the wood snake. The snake sheds its skin. And many of us have felt that we've been shedding, releasing, reorienting ourselves, finding our new skin. And it's still continuing till February 17th. So right now, till that date, there are many energies that are swirling around. When so many things swirl around, we can get disoriented, shaken up, and feel tired and exhausted. Mentally, emotionally, physically. So these 7 days of rest to begin every new year is such a wonderful practice, which we've been following for a few years, along with Co-Creator Circle and Gaia Minute. So today, let us just take a little pause and go within and just sense, what is my body? Am I feeling comfortable? Is there any part that needs a little bit of changing? Maybe aligning ourselves differently, sitting differently, moving around a little bit. So many times when we are in a gathering, we are very conscious of people around us. And we forget to be comfortable in how we are sitting. And so then the muscles and different organs can get tight, and that itself makes us feel exhausted. So if you're always comfortable and aware of how we are sitting and moving, and we can just allow ourselves to be relaxed, then it helps. Movement is a part of relaxation. Rest does not mean not moving, because we have to remember that we are on a planet, Mother Earth, or just the Earth, that is hurtling through space. She is rotating, she is revolving. The whole solar system is also revolving around the galactic center, and who knows what the Milky Way galaxy is doing. Surely it is moving. Movement is a part of not only life as we understand it, but the cosmic energy. And so when we align, and that is what we are doing today, align yourself with the movement of Earth, because she is the planet on whom we are space travelers. Each of us is a traveler through space. We may be the ETs for so many asteroids and planetary bodies that may be sensing us, who knows. So, just for a moment, just sense this. As I'm sitting or standing, wherever I am, can I sense the movement of the earth? Can I sense that even when I feel I'm on solid ground, I'm actually moving? And how does that make me feel? So grateful that we have a planet that can make us feel comforted on solid ground, almost as if we are still, even when we are not. And that gratefulness comes with it, that understanding, again, of the alignment. So whenever we feel out of sorts, all we have to do is move and come back into the alignment with the movement of earth. How do we know when we are aligned? We don't sense the earth rotating, except that we see sun rising and setting and the moon rising and setting and it becoming light and dark. So how do we sense that? We sense that by such a simple thing, which is feeling. We have a feeling. Whenever we're feeling out of sorts, we can decide first, is my body comfortable? Am I breathing? So the second way of knowing is breath. Very often we hold our breath when we shouldn't. And breath is something that we can gain control of. Many of us do breath work, pranayam, different types of ways of different types of breaths, and so many ways of getting the breath under our guidance so that it can bring healing and alignment and resonance within us. So breath is the second way. One is movement, the second is breath. We can use one, we can use the other, but when we can always move them together. When you're moving, don't forget to breathe in whatever is the right breath. Then, what is another way in which we can get aligned? And that is the way of the Gaia Minute, that practice that I was mentioning. All it asks is that every day at the same time, and there's only one intention you have to make. At 9:09, nothing will come in my way. I will just pause, and all I'll be in is gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. What am I in gratitude for? If you like, for Mother Earth and all beings. That is what I call Gaia. Or anything that comes to your mind. Or maybe nothing but just the feeling of gratitude. Gratitude is alchemy. If you're feeling very distressed and you just say, oh, I'm so grateful that I know I'm feeling distressed. It may sound a weird thing to do, but think yourself right now. At the most, it'll make, or let's say at the least, it'll make you laugh, which immediately changes your energy. Or you'll say, really? Am I really grateful for that? Whatever it is, it will change your mindset from feeling distressed to feeling something which is better. I think we know why our energy has to become better, why we have to feel better. Because when we do that, our parasympathetic nervous system kicks in and starts to rest and refresh and renew our physical body, which affects our emotions, and then which we radiate out into the world. Because each of us knows that when we see someone in our environment who's a little distressed, something happens to us. It definitely changes, because our thought will change, our feelings will change, our emotions, either we'll get upset, we'll try to help or something, or we'll try to avoid. Any of these situations, we are using our energy. So that brings us into the other aspect of how we align. When we align in this conscious way of the Gaia Minute every day, then we realize we are always connected with everyone and everything around us. Aren't we connected with the air that we are breathing? Aren't we connected with the temperature on our skin? Aren't we connected with if somebody is coughing next to us or near us? Aren't we connected if we are watching the sunset and we listen to the sounds of people? And this is what I want to talk about also. Every new year, I go to the sunrise at the ocean. I feel first the blessing that it is so close to my home that a few minutes away and I can reach it. And then I just give thanks. I take photos so that those who are not able to see this beautiful sight of a sun rising over the waters can see it through the photographs that I've taken or the videos that I have taken. I allow the sun to come into the skin, into the eyes, just bathe it, just enter. You're not even aware at that time, but you know that you're getting vitamin D, you're getting all the blessing. So usually when I'm doing all this, I'm in a meditative way. I may do my smile twist, my smile tai chi, or different kinds, or just meditation, or just being silent. And I used to get upset. Why are people around me talking? Why are they just laughing? Why is there so much human sound? I only want to hear the birds, the waves, and that magical moment when you see the first peep of the sun as it comes over the horizon. And the thought that comes to my mind is, Earth turned and we say sun rose. But it's such a magical thing. It happens almost every day depending on where we are in the world. And yet it happens silently. We cannot hear the sun. We can only hear the sounds of the living beings and the waters around us and the air. But today I realized, Meenakshi, you say when you're in Mother Earth's arms, everyone is there with you, all the people, all the things. Then why do you mind it when you're seeing and hearing their sounds during sunrise? And it was such a big awakening for me. This was a huge change in the way I will experience a sunrise once again. I will appreciate and enjoy the sounds of human beings, the sounds of the birds, the waves lapping against the coral rocks which are here, and the birds, different kinds of birds. There are pigeons, there are herons sometimes, and there are different birds that I can't even name. And then you see how they are going together. And see, that's the alignment. When you see birds and how they fly together, in a moment there are 50 of them, and they'll suddenly change all of them in beautiful harmony, not banging against one another. That is the beauty of alignment. To the viewer, it looks like a magical sight. How does it feel to the bird who's inside a flock? I wonder about that. And think how we will feel when we enter into this practice of just being still and just feeling that everyone and everything is here. Right now, I'm in my Mother Earth's arms. The arms are the solid ground below my feet, or maybe also if I'm sitting below my legs. It is in the air, it is in the sky. The sky is only a part of earth. I'm grounded wherever I am. And so I start grounding on the ground, on sand or soil. I start grounding in the air. I can ground in the sky. I can ground if I am walking or into the water. Every element of earth is still earth. And grounding has a deeper meaning than just having your feet on grass or sand. Let's enlarge our understanding and our consciousness so we never feel ungrounded. Whether we are in the air or on the soil of Mother Earth, we are always grounded because we are always metaphorically within her arms, within her consciousness. She is always holding us. And if we extend this a little more, she's holding all our ancestors, all the DNA that we have received from all our ancestors, all of it from those who have passed is in the ground, is in the air, is in the water, is in the elements of earth. So when we go into this silence, we are connecting with ourselves in a big way. And because today has another numerology. I got another aha moment. The other numerology is, and this message was coming to me over the last few days, that it is a year of one, because many people kept saying it's a 1 year, but it has a vibration of three. It has a consciousness of three. It kept coming to me. And numerologically, I realized one for 1st January, 1 for January, the first month, and 2026, 2 plus 2 plus 6, that makes it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 10, 1 and 0 makes it a 1. So there's a 1 for the first day, 1 for the first month, and 1 for the year. These three reminded me immediately of Trinity, Tri-origin, which is there in Tri-origin may be a new word for us, but Trinity is there in every culture, every religion, every philosophy. There's so many meanings of it. And then I understood that this is the value of that feeling of the consciousness of three. When we enter into this consciousness today, if we make only one intention, that's why I'm saying only one intention. The only intention is, I will align with Gaia every day at the same time. I know that at that time there are thousands in that same space with me. Some of them are consciously there and some of them are not conscious, but all of us together are co-creating a world where there is harmony and peace and the stillness of love, of everything good that we can think of, everything that we are dreaming of. It's there at that moment, even if it's not coming to our minds. This alignment is so important because why there's only one intention is because once you enter, you don't know what you'll find. You don't know what you'll sense because everyone now is here with us. We are connected with thought waves always, but now we start sensing the thoughts. We start sensing the feelings. We start sensing, but we are sensing in a way that will not disturb us because first we have gone into the center. We have gone in with the vibration which we know is of connection, is of love, is of loving gratitude. That's why we go with gratitude, because gratitude will transform everything. Suppose something comes and I'm like, oh my God, that person's coughing. And I'll say, I'm grateful that that person is able to cough when something enters his body and he's able to take it out. I'm grateful that I'm feeling healthy. I'm grateful that we are here where there's a lot of air, so I'm not going to get any germs. Whatever comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be something very highfalutin. Just be natural. Whatever is natural is godlike, is divine, because you know what I'm going to say next. Just like the sun reflects on us and our faces light up, we call it the golden hour. In the same way, the divine is everywhere. The creator energy, the energy that has created us all is everywhere. It's in every cell. There's a lot to be said about that. But I'm going to stop because this part you already know. So when we are in gratitude, we are actually alchemizing everything. Everything that's coming our way, if it is what we call positive, which means a high vibration, it stays in the gratitude. If it is a low vibration, which means anything like fear or anything that makes energy go downward, fear, anger, etc., doubt, then that will, with gratitude, get transformed into something which is of the high vibration. Because that is what we are being called to do. To raise the vibration, we first have to sense that that raised vibration is already here. We have to sense it, and as we sense it, we receive it, we absorb it, and we radiate it out. And this way we are aligning in the field of gratitude with the loving energy that just flows all around our planet, our world, all around us. Why is it that our world, even though we know that so many horrors and traumatic incidents are taking place every day, why is it that we are still here through millennia? Why have human beings survived? Why are we thriving? Because of this loving light. So let's just take a moment right now. Connect with that. Just with that intention. Let's just sense. What is here? Who is this being that is talking from my mouth? That is thinking from my brain? That is moving from my body? And that is the I. And that is the first I of today. The me, the person I can name. That person is I. And in that person's heart are people this person loves. So we have our near and our dear ones. The people we hold close to our heart. We wish them well always. We know that as they do well, we feel happier. We feel relaxed, relieved. One way or the other, the happiness of those very close to us, those which we call our near and dear ones, make us happy. If we are wise, we include ourselves into that. So I, the first I, is the small I, but the very powerful I. Because without this I, this is the ground, and this ground will help us to go to the next levels in a very real, grounded way. So this I, when we ground, we say thank you for the presence that I am in this world. Thank you for giving me near and dear ones. They may be people, animals, places, houses, homes, neighbors, maybe even the things, maybe even the clothes, maybe even the things I need, use in my life. All of these are near and dear to me. And their being here helps me to be in this world. Whether there is a lot or there is a little, it keeps me happy. Then we go, as we start doing this, you'll find that your boundaries start to dim. And you start flowing into your own aura. Because your aura does not end with this physical body. It doesn't end with the emotional ties that we have to things around us. It goes on. And the next you may feel my nation, my state, my community, my country, my continent maybe, or something. In one way or the other, it starts expanding outward. It's important to reach this layer also. Sometimes we forget this second eye. We do the first eye and then we immediately go to the third eye. But reach the second eye also. And reach it as when you drop a little pebble or a stone into water and you see the ripples going out. In the same way we can do it. So you drop your tiny little thought into there, and into that eye you felt happiness for everyone, and now you will start feeling the happiness, the love, the blessing that is radiating towards you and from you to everyone. Because someone is making the road, someone is looking after the plants, somebody is doing something. You yourself are not doing everything to exist even physically in this world, in this planet. Some other people animals, things, beings, even worms, they're all doing something or the other to make this world a place where we can live. Whether we are thriving or not, we will come to that in other ways. Right now, we will just say, for example, if you say, I don't have enough, if you are aware of that, you can say, in spite of that, I'm here. And I know I can reach out to people, and look at the way people reach out to me and help me. So, one way or the other, we have to keep changing any thought that comes in, which is not of a high vibration, by changing it around with gratitude, just for this practice. But you'll see how it will go out into the world and into your life later. So, that was the second I. First was the me, then was the us, and now comes the third I. And the third I is as wide as you can make it. It can be the whole world, which includes everyone and everything on this planet, which we call Earth, on Mother Earth, Pachamama, Gaia, Dharti Mata, whatever you call, Madre Tierra. So, when you are here, you have reached a level which is Gaia consciousness. If you look at this image behind me, this image is of the consciousness which is on our planet. You have reached that consciousness in which everyone and everything, even a butterfly which is in the garden, has and is an aspect or a part of. So you start sensing everyone and everything. When thousands of us are doing this at the same time, can you see how the focused beams of energy are radiating out from our planet? Even though Earth is not a star, but it is a planet, it doesn't have its own, although it is very hot in its core, it doesn't have the electromagnetic energy to become a sun. And yet, in this way, we will be vibrating out waves and rays which may not be able to be seen by, at least not by human eyes, but which will be sensed out. This is how Earth, when we say that the vibration of Earth is rising, Earth is ascending, what does it mean? It means every being on it, and human beings having, from what we know, the highest consciousness and the self-consciousness that we have, and the ability to communicate with one another and with all beings, even the ones in the oceans like dolphins and whales. Human beings have this as a responsibility. And also, as we know, the homonym of responsibility is responsibility. We have this ability to respond just for a few minutes every day. Can you see how it will bring well-being into your life, into your body, your mind, your emotions, and you can see how it will affect everything in your life. It will bring beneficial energies towards you. It will bring beneficial energies towards your neighborhoods. It will bring beneficial energies into our whole world. There are many ways in which we can align with what is happening in the world. This is one way. This is one powerful way. This is one way that each of us can practice in our own time zone. We can just decide, I will do it in my time zone at 9:09. Once you make that one intention, you will see nothing will come in that way. You can start in a small way by putting an alarm for 9:09, and soon, or some people just get the call anyway, and another time I'll show you how the call just comes naturally to some people. They never had to put it in the clocks or in an alarm for that. But this is how we begin to align. In these beautiful ways, we will begin to vibrate in a higher frequency and bring beneficial energies to our whole world. because that is what we are doing with Co-Creator Circle. We are all a circle of co-creators, and we are bringing about a world that benefits all. I am so grateful to you. And let us do, as we end, our gratitude lotus pose. You know that the lotus is a mudra, the lotus mudra. You can look up all the different ways of, and you can just sense right now what it means to you. But we are going to build the lotus. Just above our heads, we have 1,000-petaled lotus. Slowly it's opening. But right now we're going to do it with our hands. So, in front of our heart chakra, we hold our hands together, just centering ourselves. As we start remembering the things we are grateful for, we start opening the petals one by one, one by one. The thumb and the little finger remain touching each other, and so do our palms at the wrist. And when it's fully open, the lotus in front of the heart, this is when you begin to receive, receive, receive. Receive feelings, receive the gratitude of people around you, receive thoughts, senses, who knows what will come. And you begin to absorb it. And then we begin to bless and radiate it out, spreading our arms wide and bringing them back and feeling that beautiful embrace of the whole world, feeling the embrace of Mother Earth, her huge hug. And then we come back again to our center. The huge hug is a beautiful homonym, hourly, universal, for Gaia. Hugs. You see? If we do this every day, can you see how it will bring about amazing and beautiful transformations in the lives of each one of us? One, and one. That's the message for today on the 1st of January 2026. Thank you so much for being here.